Coming up in this episode of the KickCast, a turntable that you can put together and everything's in the box, a wallet that turns into a bag, and grow plants with paper. All that and more coming up, so sit back and relax. It's time for the KickCast. Hey everybody, it is time for the KickCast, the podcast where we go out, find crowdfunding projects, and let you know if you should backtrack or sack them. I am Ktdata, one half of the show, and joining me is a man who cares for his kids a lot because he did the most amazing thing by borrowing a Switch for his kids, possibly indefinitely, the one and only Drew Tyler. How are you doing today?
And that takes a lot, right? To ask somebody to say, may I hold this for a couple of weeks, months, and maybe a year?
Yeah. This console that is insanely hard to get right now in the market. Could I just borrow yours for X amount of time where X is X right now?
X is totally X. It's like I have played so many hours of Breath of the Wild that I have not turned on my PlayStation for games for probably four weeks. Like I'm loving Zelda. Loving it.
Oh yeah, I let's see the problem, and we'll get to the crowdfunding stuff, guys. But
I'm sure we will.
Yeah. The Switch has ruined me because I remember when I got my Switch, it was the same week that Horizon Zero Dawn came out.
Oh,
so I got that. 2 days later, the Switch comes out. I found myself sitting in bed playing on the Switch and then staring at the collector's edition of Horizon Zero Dawn, saying, "I should play you, but I can't play you in bed." But Zelda
right.
can.
And I can, and you can sit anywhere and play that. So, have you gotten to Horizon yet?
No, it's still.
It is good. That one is so good. Yeah, Zelda is fun and expansive. Horizon, it's just as good.
I don't, but I gotta go catch horses and fall off cliffs because I underestimate the amount of stamina it takes me to climb stuff.
It's so good. It's so good.
So if this is your first time watching, yes, this is what we do at the beginning of the show because I don't get to see Drew that often, and it's sad because we live an hour away from each other.
Right.
But both of us live, the lifestyle of the rich and the famous. Or we imagine that. But if you're your first time watching, first of all, welcome to the show. And before we go into our big projects, we have some news. And I find this happens every single year right around this July time, where I guess this is where the dog days of summer term comes from, because there's not a lot of news around this time. Yeah,
too hot to do anything. So just, same in my house. Like, we're just lazy.
Yep. So, what we're going to do is our first news item is actually about a company, as my stuff starts freezing.
Joe.
It is called. What is it called? It is called Haltyon. I think that's how you say the name of the company.
Haltyon?
Yeah, Haltyon.
Haltyon? I don't know.
But it is a company in Finland, and so you're probably like, Finland? Why are you looking at Finland? So Finland was the home of Nokia, who used to be one of the largest manufacturers in the world for technology, right?
Yes, I remember the Nokia days.
Yeah, everybody had the candy bar style phone. I'm debating on going back just because, sure, why not?
Why not?
So what they do is this is actually built from about 85 or so employees that were formerly working at Nokia in their R&D department. So they would develop different phones, different tablets and stuff. Most of it never came out into the market because Nokia, if you guys didn't notice, Nokia is in a lot of trouble and has sold a lot of their assets out. So what they do is they are kind of a device design service. So if you're making a hardware crowdfunding project and you need help, these are one of those companies that can help you design it. They've done both from people contacting them prior to the project launching to project finished, you overfunded, and you're like, oh crap, we need help.
How do we fulfill? And happens.
So that's what they actually do. Is they're a design company you can work with, and they actually have a lot of these. One, they've done a lot of crowdfunding projects, not under the Haltyon name, but all their employees, and they've helped other projects. Like I think the two biggest projects they've done were the Quiet On headphones and the Aura Ring, and as you can see, my browser just crashed.
Bomp. I'll tell you, it looks like a little white knuckle ring.
Yep.
Do you remember the Aura ring?
Yeah, it was that like mood ring, smart mood ring type thing.
Smart mood ring. Yeah, it was sexy and it did well, right? Didn't it raise near that over $500,000?
Yeah,
like it did well.
They got $651,000, which is tons of money. So these guys actually have the experience in making those hardware design projects. And what I love about it is since they're all ex Nokia employees, it's not like these guys are just fresh out of school. They were developing projects and stuff before launching this company. The funny thing is actually their office is in an old Nokia office.
Nice.
As Nokia sold off their assets and stuff.
So fitting.
They're like, we'll just get this, come in. So if you're looking for a hardware project, I think these guys are probably a good place. What I wanted to ask you, Drew, is as we've watched crowdfunding mature, especially for a lot of these hardware-based projects, do you think it's a good idea to consult with some of these companies, or is that homegrown garage-built ethos still a good way to go?
I honestly think that if the thing that you're looking to do is tangible, has any sort of moving part or electronics to it, you have to find somebody that's done it and can figure out that right steps to like market type stuff, whether like the actual like physical sourcing of parts, because we've seen so many projects that don't get it right. Like they're trying to figure it out themselves. Maybe they're trying to find the cheapest way to get their thing put together. And there's just always so many unknowns when it comes to putting that stuff together. Going with a company like this that says, all right, this is what we do. Let's help you get this thing, idea like congealed and ready to go and delivered. I think this is honestly, if I was doing anything in the tech sphere, if I had this great idea and I wanted to design and get it going, I'd go with one of these companies for sure.
Yeah, and I like these guys too because not only are they experienced in designing it, they're experienced in manufacturing it, and that's the nice thing.
Huge.
And that's the nice thing about having the legacy of Nokia from Finland is because they built like over there. They are like a huge mega corporation that there's whole industries that are built, like manufacturing industries, everything Nokia had built so they could build everything in Finland. So they have factories there. They know where to go elsewhere in Europe. And they also know, and this is an important one, especially if you're building something that's brand new, never been seen before, if you have to go to China, they're like, we know how to go to the reputable ones that will not rip off your designs and sell them by night. Because that's a huge thing. I mean, you saw the fidget cubes. That happened.
Yep. In fact, they were out on the market before the fidget was out on the market. Like it's insane. But I agree. I think that's where you have to protect yourself. You've got to go with somebody that can do it right, and knows the roads and who to talk to. You got to have a guy. I got a guy.
Yeah. So that is Heltian, and if you guys want to find out more, you can go to heltian.com. They seem like an awesome thing, and that's all we have for news.
That's it.
So, oh man, summer. Everybody's outside. I don't understand these people who want to go outside. I am an indoor person. I know they have indoor cats. I am an indoor person. And since I know how to use the polling, you don't even need to take me outside.
That's it. It's so easy. So easy.
All right. So it is time for our kick shouts, which are our quick Twitter links shout outs to things. We have two today. One of them is, again, from my trip to Origins. These guys are awesome. I am a fan of their Hero Realms game, and this is kind of their other game that's kind of based on it. It's super popular. So it's called Rum Frontiers, and it's a 1 to 4 player standalone expansion for the award-winning Star Realms deck building game. So what they're doing is they're coming out with another expansion. They have tons of these, but they want to build another one, and they brought it back to Kickstarter to kind of help people. Star Realms is a fun game. I like Hero Realms a little bit more because it's a little faster paced. But Star Realms is still a fun game to play too. And it's in space. You can't go wrong being in space, right?
You love space. I watched the beginning part of this video and I was just like, I thought it was just the animations they had. I was like, is this just like, old school like 2D side scroller? And I had to like start reading the subtext. I was like, oh, it's a deck builder.
Yeah,
they get to it.
Yeah, it's a deck builder card game. And the funny thing is, I got to tell you this anecdote. If any of you guys watch the Double Burst podcast, one of the guys is named Dr. J, and and so what we were doing is we were there. We were actually playing in a Hero Realms tournament, and as you know, Double Burst is about Dice Masters. So one of the guys is named Mike Elliott. He's one of the designers of it. He was talking to the creator of Star Realms at the booth while we were playing. And my buddy was like, "Oh, we should get one of these cards signed for one of the other hosts who's a huge fan of the guy's games." So we grab one of the cards, we take a Sharpie, and they're like, "All right, next round of stuff." So my buddy goes and sits down, and one of the White Wizards, I think that's the name, White Wizards Games employees comes up like, "Oh, did you want him to get something signed?" And then it's like, "Oh yeah," it's like, "It would be awesome if you could sign this." And she hands him a Dice Masters card and a pen, and she just like looks at him, and my buddy's like, "Oh no, we wanted Mike to sign it." She thought that we wanted the guy who actually created Star Realms, which is Robert Daughtry, to sign a Dice Masters card, and she's like, "It's like, oh, okay." I was so confused.
Oh, that's funny.
But
that's
yeah,
funny.
If you like any kind of deck builders, Star Realms, Hero Realms, they are really quick to pick up. And what I love about Star Realms is that it says it's 1 to 4. But the nice thing is, if you want to expand it out, you just buy another deck thing and you can shuffle it in, and there you go. You got a 6-player game right there.
Nice, and they've already hit their goal. They've got another 20 days to go, but they're done.
Killing it. They're killing it. They're almost at 500,000. So,
cool.
Our next one is actually from a buddy I actually made friends with at Nerdtacular. He is an awesome illustrator. But it's called The Speculative Relationship Volume 3, and it's the 3rd volume of their science fiction romance comics anthology. So he's not, he's not doing all of it, but he has a section of it. His name's Matthew Sargent. His art is super, super cool. I wonder if I can get this, but this whole book is a bunch of kind of space-related love story things. Let's see if I can
Interesting.
find it. So that's the nice thing about anthologies and stuff.
But it is. Look at this. I know. By the time that we get this show out, it'll be over. It has 9 hours to go, and it is currently only about $186 away from funding. Like, this to me is amazing, because you usually catch your projects as you're looking around, and it's like, okay, they got a couple of days, they can do this. But this is like really close, with really not much time left.
So this definitely caught my eye, because Matthew's like, "Oh, we like $400 short of our goal right now." So this is, if you guys are
halfway there,
if you're watching the video version right here, this is his illustration and stuff. I love his art style, and he's a cool guy, so I wanted to give him a shout out. So hopefully somebody can go back that. All right,
right now, go get it. 9 hours.
As you hear this, go back it right then. All right, so Drew, those are our kick shots. If you ever have a crowdfunding project you want us to mention, of course, we're always open to it. Send us you can even do it on Twitter. Send us a Twitter length description of your project and the link, and you can email it to kickcast@ktdata.net, or just tweet it, Facebook it. We're everywhere.
Yep.
All right, so Drew, I know. Well, you know I'm a huge vinyl head.
You are, in a weird, like, I don't get vinyl. I love some good sound, but I don't get the scratchy vinyl. But you are a geek about vinyl.
It is all about the art of going through the stacks at the record store, trying to find something, discovering something, and the art of cleaning the record. And
yeah, I used to do that too. I would dig through dumpsters trying to find something worth loving.
You also did it as a job, right? Or am I or am I overdating you? Did the radio station go digital by that time?
We had a couple of others. I remember very beginning we had a couple of vinyls, but no, it was after.
Yeah, so one of the vinyls in I love the collecting aspect of it as much
you
as
do.
the music aspect.
And you have some beauties.
Yeah,
you got some nice ones.
Yeah, one of the ones I have it's older than I am, is a radio station copy of the Transformers movie soundtrack from the 80s. And I can tell which one was the one that the radio had played often, because the grooves look a little bit more used on that one track.
That's awesome.
But I mean, yeah, I love doing this. I mean, I got the Space Jam vinyl, and the actual vinyl itself is like the background of this little purple and white swirls and stuff.
Nice.
But so one of the big problems about vinyl, as you know, because I'm staring at my turntable right now, my turntable was not cheap. There is definitely a barrier of entry for a lot of this stuff, and because I mean, mine is considered a basic level one, and it's already fairly expensive. So this is a nice one, and not only that, I have to have that. I have a preamp, I have an external power source, all that good stuff. Like, say you wanted to jump in the vinyl, and you're like, this is way too much stuff, right?
I could not do it.
Most people I know who have vinyl use it more for wall art. than anything else.
Okay.
So our first project of the night, as I'm sounding a little crunchy for some odd reason, is everything just blowing up, Drew.
I'm here for you.
But it is called the Spin Box, and it is a DIY portable turntable kit. So you're probably going like, what in the world is this, KT? It is a box essentially that you get, a cardboard box, and inside the box actually has every piece you need to put together a turntable.
Oh.
That's the cool thing about it is the box itself, you pop out an insert, and that's where you put in the platter and you put in all the other pieces, and then you wire up the electronics. It has speakers built in. It runs, and the power source is a USB port, so you can either power it off a wall plug, so using a phone adapter or something, or you can just convert it into using a battery pack, and that will power it. It has everything you need to put together, and it looks actually pretty nice. So if you see on screen right now, what's even cooler about it is there's a line in and a line out. So if you wanted to say plug in your phone and stuff, you could use the speakers without using the turntable portion. Or if you wanted to hook it up into a couple nicer speakers, that works too.
I was going to say, like, that's key that they made it somewhat versatile, so it wasn't just not a one trick, but that there's an option there for some usage.
So you can see on the video right here, it shows you kind of some of the sets or the assembly instructions.
How interesting.
It's fairly straightforward, so it's not overly complicated. You still have to put stuff together, but it's like IKEA level putting stuff together.
Yeah, and it reminds me of like the original MakerBot, when they would ship you out all the parts and pieces for much cheaper, and you build and do the erector set style and put the whole thing together. And that's kind of what they've done here. It's like, yeah, we'll give you all the parts and pieces, tell you how it goes together, and then they don't have to worry about labor on their end or storage of complete things. This is great.
Yeah, and that's why I love it. And guess how much it is without looking at the price.
I'm gonna guess that we're in like the $65 to $75 range.
Okay, so it's a little more than that. So
because it has needles and platters, and I didn't look at all the parts.
Yeah, so like some of the electronics is a little bit more expensive. So what they're doing is it's a $99 pledge on Kickstarter. It's going to retail for $130, which sounds like a lot.
Yeah, it's not bad though.
But if you go to like Target and stuff, they have cheaper turntables. The problem is those are really, really cheap turntables. And what happens is those actually can damage your vinyl records more than they can playing.
Nobody wants that. And nobody got time for that.
Yeah, so this is actually a pretty good entry-level range because a lot of other turntables are probably around 150 or higher, I would say. You can maybe get a used one for around 100, but I like this aspect of you being able to build it yourself too, so you actually learn a little bit more about the process and stuff. And it even includes the 45 adapter, which I think
people are thinking about that.
So like you don't even need to bring tools, because that was the other part is they mentioned, and you can see in this animated GIF, they give you the screwdriver that you need to assemble everything too. So you literally just open the box and you can start assembling it without anything else.
Oh, see, that is the way it's supposed to be right there.
Yeah. Sound quality wise, I looked at their video. It's not the greatest, but I think it's a pretty good entry level. Plus, considering how portable it is, I think they said they wanted to make it about an A4 size of paper, so you could just carry it around. So you can take it apart, put it in the box, take the box with you somewhere, and assemble it real quick, and start playing at the side of a basketball court and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I really like this idea. It's like, so Drew, if you were wanting to enter the world of vinyl, would this be tempting enough for you?
Maybe that would be tempting. I think the price point's just right, especially to be able to back something at sub 100 and have that kind of almost like a little project plus, and then it has that versatility. So yes, if I were vinyl-y, I think I would get into this. So I will track it because I have no vinyl.
Yeah. So here's the big question. Say your oldest comes to you, Dad, I really kind of want to get into this vinyl LP thing.
I will take her out, and I'll grab her a pair of tight pants. And what else does she need for her hipster kit? and I will let her go and do it. She can do it.
Like, would you consider getting her this or something else?
Oh yeah, I think she likes the tech and especially like the wiring, the diagramming stuff. I think she'd love that part of it for sure.
Plus, it's a YouTube video for her too.
Yeah, right. She'd put it all together and she'd be like, "Let me show you how I make this."
Yeah, I live in this world where everything just comes back to content in my mind. Yeah,
that's the spin box.
Yeah, this one is definitely a back for me. So that's the spin box, and so kind of going from there, we kind of have this theme. So, actually talking about your hips, say your daughter goes that hipster route, she's probably wearing those tight pants. And
yep.
Have you ever worn tight pants before?
No, I can't. I can't do it. Will not.
So like there are two biggest problems. One is if you're a guy, there's just compartmental issues that if you're a guy, right, you'll understand. Two, the pockets in like tight pants are ridiculous. You can't hold anything in it, right? It's just exactly like you can't fit a wallet in there. You barely can fit your keys in there, and sometimes that's uncomfortable because the key's going to start jabbing you in the side of the thigh. So I think our next project possibly could be something like that. Plus, with the advent, like I didn't know this until I went to California this year, that you can't get plastic bags without them charging you for plastic bags now.
Yeah, there are places that do that now. Yeah. Yep, it's true. So you have to use the reusable bag, which you're charged, you're going to buy anyway. So the project that I found that I think is pretty fresh, just getting started, is the ROV, the wallet that turns into a bag. So this is a bag that you will always have with you, but it's your wallet that you can flip open and turn into a bag. There's a pretty good GIF here on the page, but essentially the idea that the creators have is that they wanted to give everybody a tool to help reduce waste, right? Use that reusable bag, but still have it with you all the time. And so anytime that you are, driving around or riding your bike somewhere, if you find that you buy something or pick up something and you need to have a bag, sometimes you don't take a bag with you. Like I've started, this is crazy, but now that I'm an old man, I've started carrying 5 or 6 reusable bags in my van. They just hang off the passenger seat. And they're just all variety of different kinds. But I always have my wallet with me too. So for the people that are kind of driving around or they show a lot of bikers. You can convert this wallet that carries all of your essential cards and licenses and things. You unfold it, put everything, like flip it back inside out and unravel a pretty nice bag that you then can, shove things in, and your cards and all the stuff in the wallet stays nicely packed in there. Like it's still secure and safe inside. It's not like, randomly like stuck out on the side. So it's like you unfold your wallet and the wallet's sticking out.
And then like your social security card, your passport all just flies out.
Just laying there. The way that they've showed this, and you find that GIF like you showed there, they just have a really like clean way to open it up and put all the parts and things, unwind it. And the quality of the parts that they've used for this are pretty durable, which would have to be if you were constantly like, here's my wallet, here's my bag, here's my wallet. And you've probably seen some of those really tiny bags that I get them at like parades. People will throw out the tiniest little bags that like just they compress down. No, like I have one that's like shaped like a little strawberry that will wrap up to like a small strawberry about this big. But when you unpack it, it's a really cheap. Let's say polyester. No, what is it? Like parachute pant material. What is that?
The ripstop material. You mean like this?
Yeah, but is it like that?
That's a bag. Yeah. This is a bag.
Like that. That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
I like how you mentioned strawberry. Like, I got one of those.
You got one right there.
It's like I prepared for these episodes.
I had no idea. That's exactly what it's like. This wallet it looks to be a more durable, higher end, better capacity, far more functional than that little thing there. So I love that about this project. They've used some really good reinforced stuff. It's branded well. I dig it. I think it's a really convenient, cool way to be like, oh yeah, I just need my wallet, but everywhere you go, you just bag it up. I don't know what I need. I need a bag. Here it is. My only complaint on this is the price. What do you? I just feel it's steep. What do you? Did you see how much it is?
No. So I'm. Let's see. Let's guess. So
throw your guess.
It's a wallet, so it can't be lower than $30, right?
Okay.
And then so if it's not lower than $30, let's say 70.
The retail will be 65. Yeah. So their pledges are at 50. Early birds are at 50 and 55.
Yeah.
I still feel that's high.
Yeah. Can I tell people this is one of the things I hate when I have to buy a new wallet and you see the prices and you're like, seriously? Seriously?
I won't have anything to put in my wallet if I have to pay that much money to get my wallet. But you're right. I think that's what it does. I think it's because not only because it's a wallet, but the wallet has a certain price point. If it was just a convertible bag like like the strawberry,
yeah,
you wouldn't be at 50 bucks.
I can't imagine the strawberry I have next to me being like $30 or something. And if you guys are wondering why I have that, I got that a long time ago in a Woot bag of crap.
And it's just hanging out next to the studio.
Half the things in the studio are from Woot's bag of crap, man.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. Okay, that right there is the ROV. That's a back for me. I think it is. It's. I feel it's a little steep, but I've had the same wallet for a decade. But I love the functionality of always having some bag with you. My wallets are already that thick, so like it doesn't appear to be any thicker than what I'm used to.
Yeah. I love this idea too, and the material seems solid. Do you know how big this is? Like, is it big enough for me to like carry all my groceries in it?
They have a couple where they would be like, well, maybe all your groceries if you're buying a couple of packs of ramen. I don't know. Like they hold a pretty good amount of stuff.
Me. I don't. It's not just a couple packs of ramen. It's all about the Costco bulk for some odd reason.
I don't think you get anything bulk in here. It looks like like two lunch bags or something. Like it looks like guys holding it on the side. It looks like you could fit maybe a larger book. Certainly no laptops or anything, but it would be like convenience store type purchases, maybe.
So if I ran out for lunch and wanted to get just some quick fixings and stuff, that would fit. The better question I should have asked is how much gaff tape can you fit in here?
See, now you throw that in your bag, and you could have probably 3 or 4 rolls.
Because that's important, guys. It's not about the groceries; it's about how much gaff tape you can carry.
That's right. That's right. A couple of C47s or whatever they're called. What are they called? Safety pins.
Yeah. There's I think there's C47s. If you guys ever wonder what a C47 is, it's literally a clothespin. But for some reason, everybody in the production industry likes to call them C47, so you don't know what they're talking about. And I guess
do that with a lot of things. They do that with a lot of things just to make you feel dumb.
All right, so kind of
it's back.
Yeah, so kind of continuing on our path of being green and not using plastic bags and stuff. Drew, your office, did they eventually add in a window, or did you?
No, I still have no window downstairs.
Okay, so this may not be as applicable unless you're doing hydroponics. But do you try to grow any kind of plants or something indoors, like in a pot or in a
we've given
jar
up
or anything?
In my house, and we still joke about how like what plants will live. Like you'll see an advertisement for like a cactus that's like never needs water, and then I'll point it out to Peach and I'll be like, "This is it. This is the one you want," because we'd kill a lot of flowers in our house.
I feel like I need to buy you a lot of plastic flowers. Like yearly, I'm just gonna bring in boatloads of flowers that you guys can rotate through. So
just rotate through.
No one remembers that you have those flowers.
The only thing that we've kept alive somehow is we have a lemon tree that we bring in during the winter, but it's almost 2.5 years old and going strong. It gives us lemons. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
All right, so I mean, even with the tree, you're always kind of working with the potting soil and changing it and stuff, right? So. Yep. Our last project of the night is called Paper Soil, and it allows you to grow plants using 100% recycled paper instead of soil. And it's not... and Drew just disappeared. That was weird.
Am I back? Sorry.
Yep. Thanks, Skype. I just barely promoted people to use you too. Okay, so instead of using soil, you use recycled paper into your potted plant. So you're not obviously going to go do that, replace a whole field with recycled paper.
No, but it's super cute. It's like it's the look is just hip.
Yeah, but so that's what drew me to it. Is I'm like, that was paper. I thought these were rocks or something when I first saw them, but. It's, I guess jar planting is a thing. I don't know. I'm with Drew where growing things is kind of beyond my realm of speciality. I could probably time lapse something growing, but growing something itself, that's a little difficult. So let's see, where were the? So what's cool about it is you can make different colors and stuff, and then they give you a list of stuff that you can grow. So. I don't know some of these names, like Mimosa pudica. Mint, I can say mint. So you can grow mint, sunflowers, whatever cat grass is. cherry radishes, a whole bunch of these stuff. But what's cool about it is up to already 4 days you can start seeing stuff sprout. See, I could
That's
make
cool.
that animated GIF. I probably couldn't grow this.
I can make a GIF, but I can't make it grow.
Yeah. So look, there's even a cactus that you can use for it. So it's just a really cool like idea to use paper instead of soil, and they have different colors too. So you can white, pink, green, blue, orange, and purple.
I think that's the coolest part of it. Like that is just good looking. Like it's just fun. It's just you can't color your soil that, and you're not going to grow them in colored rocks.
Yeah,
but this colored paper.
Yeah, which is great, and I guess it works. If you are a botanist or anybody along that lines, and just say, KT Drew, you guys are idiots. This would never work. let us know. But it looks like it's working, right?
Stuff's growing. It's green. It works.
But yeah, I just love it because it adds that little more style. And, I see a lot of that indoor planting kind of stuff being more popular now, where people like having their fresh herbs and stuff around all the time.
I just saw the stuff that says put it in your car, and they've got like mounted to the dash of the car a couple of these.
I don't think that would work too well in Utah when the temperatures get 100 plus outside.
Burn it right up. Oh, I love it though. I love it.
But yeah, I just love that mixture of it and just being able to add that little artistic flair to it. I don't know. Does this sound like something you would get somebody that that actually has a green thumb? Not me.
Yeah. I think it's totally unique, and I think it's fantastic for like an office, that has a window that can grow things. But I think it's a really cool, just spark of color. They're about 10% of their goal so far, and they still got a month to go. But I hope to see the paper soil guys make this happen. I love it.
Yeah, and I love how it's all recycled paper too. So it's not like they're cutting down new trees to grow this.
Sure, right. That's great.
Even though I just had an inception moment that we're using dead trees to grow fake trees.
Smaller little trees.
Yeah. And it seems not too bad. Like $12 for a pack of paper soil, 15 for an early one, and they give you a glass jar. So like these jars that they show on, so you can make the cool color styles. I do wonder how long it takes for the paper and stuff to degrade. I don't think they mentioned that anywhere.
You have to wait for it to degrade before you can do anything, or is that just part of the process?
I don't know, man. Like I said, you and we are probably not the experts you want to ask.
I don't know green things. I don't know green things.
I know green screens, but not green things.
Like it just starts. I mean, it says the grow period, like 1 hour, 18 hours, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days.
I'm assuming you can just pour and go, and it's good, and it should last you for a while until the paper degrades, and then you just buy more and redo a cool new design. I like how they have the lines, and they have the mixed up ones, and they kind of have like these diagonal splitty thingamabobbers that look pretty cool. But this
I would get so artsy with this. I would be so hardcore artsy.
Think about it. You could use this and your brick case, and you could like have coordinated green stuff for the 2 days that your plant's alive.
That is true.
All right, so now it is time for our sack of the week. All right,
this is good stuff. There's some good sacks out there.
So I wanted to. So just imagine this, Drew. You live in a world where technology has advanced so far that you do not need to leave your house ever.
What?
In terms of shopping and stuff, no longer are you confined by this screen where you cannot touch and feel anything. You can put on a headset and feel like you're sitting in the middle of a Macy's with like 10,000 other guys not knowing what they're doing and picking up a pair of pants and seeing if those are right for you, or if you're just,
I'm doing this in my living room, right?
Yeah, wearing no pants.
Ready shopper one.
Right? Yeah, pretty much. This is like,
this is amazing.
So
are you coming up with this? This is a great idea. Are you
No, this is, I got this straight off virtual reality shopping. A virtual application that allows you to be at home while you're walking through the grocery store or department store shopping.
This is our sack of the week. This is a great idea. How come this is the sack? What are they doing wrong? How come this doesn't happen?
Apparently, after the millennials, you have Generation V, which stands for Generation Virtual. And it made the person who created this that the future is going to be awesome and different than we could imagine. So imagine you don't have to drive to the grocery store anymore to buy your groceries. It's called Amazon Live Fresh.
Well, yeah, Fresh Prime, yeah.
Postmates. Or imagine your body walking through any department store while sitting at your couch at home. I want to create an application or experience that will give you the sensation of actually being present in a department store. You can see, feel, touch the items you want to purchase, put them in your basket, and purchase them all with virtual goggles. Your items will be delivered to your home and you're done. My goal is eventually to create cameras that allow you to be somewhere in real time while you're actually sitting at home. I can see the future. The future is virtual reality.
Nice pitch, man. That's nice. That's solid. I don't think.
Oh no.
Yeah, like all of these things, like the virtual goggles in some realms exist. There's VR in a couple of different places. We have our Amazon and our Amazon Prime. Like I can still shop this easily.
So I have friends that live in Vegas. I know they don't watch the show. They've told me that like I could go a week without ever leaving the house. I could get all my groceries delivered via Amazon Prime now within 2 hours. I can get cooked meals from Postmates. Everything just comes delivered to me. So yeah, there's
you don't need this.
Yeah. This seems a little too ambitious, a little too vague because the Oculus Rift.
But as you were saying, the Oculus Rift, it's there.
Yeah. And the other thing that like surprises me too is she's like, you can have a virtual avatar. They have these things. You have virtual avatars. You can have like roving. What are they called? Like avatar dealies.
Yeah, they're presence, like telepresence robots, right? You can have this.
I mean, we see them at CES all the time. There's that company Beam that made that giant one that's like a 20-foot one that fills up the whole convention floor. That actually works.
I did one where I went to the booth and a robot rolled up to me and I had a conversation with somebody that was in their business, their office far away, but they were still able to like pour me a drink or hand me cards or something. Like there are robots that can take your place. So I think this project was kind of conceived. I don't know what unconceived. I don't know. It's just it is vague. It says I work in the grocery industry, so I think that we can do this. There's going to be obstacles. Maybe we're going to need more delivery drivers. I feel like they haven't seen what really exists and looked at that next level of like, where does my idea fit? Because this stuff is kind of already in a way there, and what they're talking about is like Matrix style, like with like haptic gloves or something where you can. I don't know. I think it's coming. But her $50,000 is not going to be enough to cut it.
So she wants $50,000, and then this is always a pet peeve I tell people is that she only has one pledge, which is $500.
One tier. Yeah. One tier, $500.
She gives us a year for her to develop all of this stuff, which is kind of nice of her. But I always like if you just throw in that $1 pledge, you are far more likely to get somebody who will back like $1 just to stay update, for your updates and stuff. If you put that pledge there,
right.
If I have to manually type it, I'm lazy and I'm very less inclined to do anything.
And then, even just with the rewards and the other things, like you can come up with some minor rewards in this thing. You don't have to like the 500 is like whoever gives me the highest pledge amount gets the first piece of software and goggles.
Yeah. Not to mention this cover picture she put that screams stock photo that she might not have even paid the royalty license for.
Yeah, it's pretty low res. So I think that as a sack of the week, just the point that the consulting that we would do on this is your project a little bit more. Like you gotta go from at least a kitchen table or the munchies like brainstorm to a napkin at least. Talk it out with somebody second or third and be like, hey, what do you think of these ideas? Before you get all the way to like throwing it up onto this
and
Kickstarter.
Like, see if you actually, research your market. Because I have a hard time seeing anybody who would want to do this when they already have what's existing already.
Yep. That's it. That's the sack of the week. Hope you learned something from that one.
So that is the sack of the week. And unfortunately, that is the end of this episode. For all you people watching live and possibly for you people watching at home after the fact, apologize for the technical issues, but hey, we record everything live here, and we don't script anything.
No, we roll with the punches and with the dropouts.
Yep. So, if you guys have any suggestions for Sacks of the Weeks or for regular projects, kick shouts, anything at all, you can always reach us by shooting us an email. Not double burst. Wow.
No, it's not. No, that's a different show.
One. I say that one every week, so it comes to the tip of my tongue. You can email us kickcast@ktdata.net. Or leave it on our Facebook page, facebook.com/KickCast. Or you can tweet us, because tweeting us is probably the quickest way to get a response from any of us. At Night20 with a K for Drew, at Ktdata for myself, and at KickCast for the show. Drew, you got anything to plug? I know the documentary is chugging along full speed.
It is full speed. I'm trying to carve out a few more days to put some time into it. And exactly 2 weeks, I'm supposed to have some sort of teaser to show the team that was there. It's kind of like a reunion to say, hey, we're back together. What are we going to follow up on? And hey, here's something coming. So I'm actually on the cusp of starting a Facebook page for the documentary. I just don't have a name for it yet. So it's kind of hard to be like, follow this page. And it'll be like the Drew and Stacy documentary that is yet to be named.
Yeah. Isn't that how the movie industry does it? Untitled Tyler documentary.
That's kind of, in fact, that's probably what I should just Untitled Tyler documentary forthcoming. But I have lots of cool things I can share. I have lots of clips and bits that I really want to get out there. So you'll see some action if you follow me on socials. Please do. You'll see some action on those fronts.
Yep. All right. So if you guys want to watch us live, and it's always fun to watch us live because things blow up all the time.
Yes.
You can find us. Our next one is August 1st, and hopefully the studio will be a little cooler than where I am right now. And you can always find that at live.kickcast.com or twitch.tv/kickcast or on the social medias. They get posted everywhere. Facebook is archiving all these videos now, so we can go back and see how all the shenanigans that we had.
Yes.
All right.
Relive the moment.
Yep. Drew, thank you so much, and thank you everybody else. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.